Hello students, welcome to online class of Gurukul Kurukshetra. I am Subhe Pratap, teacher of English, in front of you with a very lovely poem, Fire and Ice, composed by Robert Frost. First of all, I would like to throw some light on the life sketch of Robert Lee Frost. He was born on March 26, 1874. As a poet and playwright, he is best known for his realistic presentation of rural life and his command over American conversational English. Frost was honored frequently during his lifetime and is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prize, a prize to be given for achievements in literature, journalism, newspaper, musical composition in USA for poetry. He was also named as Poet Laureate of Vermont. Well, students, this was something about the poet of the poem. And now let us look at the background of the poem. Fire and Ice is one of Robert Frost's most popular poems. It was published in his Pulitzer Prize-winning book, that is New Hampshire. It discusses about the end of the world. Dear students, now let us look at the idea which inspired Frost to write this poem. According to one of Frost's biographers, Fire and Ice was inspired by a passage given in a book titled Inferno, written by Dante. He was an Italian poet and prose writer. In his book, Dante has presented how the worst offenders of hell would be punished. There is another anecdote regarding the inspiration of writing Fire and Ice. Once a prominent astronomer, Harlow Shapley, was asked by Robert Frost about the end of the world. He responded that either the sun will explode and destroy the earth or end up slowly freezing in deep space. Dear students, Shapley was surprised at seeing Fire and Ice in print a year later. Thus, dear students, these were the 2 inspirational stories behind the poem composed by Robert Frost. After the discussion of the background of the poem, let us move to the text of the poem. But before that, I would like to discuss the title of the poem, Fire and Ice. Students, here fire stands for greed, lust, conflict and fury. And ice stands for cruelty, intolerance, indifference and hatred. Now let us discuss the first stanza of the poem. The first stanza is of this kind. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. Now, word meanings. Here, the word is desire. It means wish. Hold. It means favor or take side of. In these lines, the poet says that there are 2 groups of people about how the world will end. The first group of people thinks that fire will end the world. It means that Earth's core will heat up to an extent that the heat will reach the surface of the Earth and then everything on the Earth will be destroyed. Second group of people says that the world will freeze till all the creatures on the Earth become extinct once and for all. The poet says that he has seen the destructive result of desire. Therefore, he favors those people who believe that the world will end in fire. Now, second stanza of the poem. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction ice is also great and would suffice. Now, some difficult words. Here, word perish is given. It means die. One more word is there, suffice. It means be sufficient. In these lines, the poet stops discussing the first viewpoint of people and goes on to talk about the second viewpoint about the destruction of earth by ice. He says, if the earth were to be destroyed a second time, he assures that the second time ice and the freezing temperature will be enough to destroy the earth as effectively as fire previously had. The poet compares ice with hatred. He says that hatred is also an emotional that he is familiar with and that he knows what kind of danger can arise from hatred. The poet comes to the conclusion that both an ice and the coldness in man's heart can destroy the earth. Now let us discuss the rhyme scheme of the poem. The rhyme scheme is A, B, A, A in the first stanza, and in the second stanza B, C, B, C, B with ice repeated twice and also contained within twice and suffice. Now let us move to the poetic devices used in the poem. First of all, we find metaphor, the most noticeable literary device used in Frost, Fire and Ice is metaphor. The words fire and ice are compared to ways that Frost believes the world will end. Fire is compared to desire, whereas ice is compared to hatred. Alliteration. Second poetic device is there, alliteration. Some say in lines 1 and 2, favor fire in line 4 are alliterative words. Symbolism. The poet has used fire as symbol of greed, lust, conflict and fury, whereas ice has been used as symbol of cruelty, intolerance, rigidity, insensitivity and hatred. Imagery. Some say the world will end in fire, and to say that for destruction ice is also great is a fine example of imagery, because these lines make readers feel things by involving their five senses. Fifth literary device is there, anaphora. The repetition of some say in the first line, some say in the second line is an example of anaphora. Again, once more, personification. The poet personifies fire and ice by giving them human quality of destroying anything. Moving on next, let us discuss summary of the poem, Fire and Ice. Guys, in this symbolical poem, the Frost has presented the ideas of two groups of people who have their own possible explanation for the end of the world. One is of the opinion that fire alone can destroy each and everything on the earth, while other people think that if ice, as a result of extreme low temperatures, could cover the earth's surface, it would lead to the end of the world. Both the components are compared with self-destructing human emotions, desire and hatred. The poet is originally of the opinion that he has been very closely associated with the fiery desires and considers it capable of bringing human beings on the verge of destruction. Thus he considers fire as more competent for destruction. But then he thinks that icy hatred is just as capable of ruining humans, though slowly and steadily. And that is the end of the summary of the poem. Now let us move to the message of the poem. Through the poem, the poet is trying to tell us that nothing in this world is permanent. The poet first concludes that the world must end in fire after considering his personal experiences with desire and passion, the emotion of fire. But at the same time, ice or hatred can also bring total destruction of this world. We should thus not forget the supreme reality and keep ourselves above all selfish matters. With this, I have covered all the aspects of the poem, and I hope you must have understood each and every aspect of the poem. Wish you all the very best. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.